Alright, so I want to start working on the electrics for this thing, and I'm going to start with the brake switches. There's two colors involved. There's a brown that goes here to this front brake switch. You can see over here, and that brown goes over and it goes down and it connects to this pin on the main ignition switch, and that's what, when you turn the key on, it provides power to that, so you'll get your 6 volts to there. From there it goes over to the horn, so when you turn the key on, the horn will get power. You'll get power to the front brake switch, and you'll get power to the rear brake switch. And when those switches operate, when we hit the front brake switch, it makes this connection in here, and it connects this power via the red-blue over to the brake light. It also that's all it does. Okay, so we've got to find all this red blues and all these browns. The brown also goes up to the indicator panel up here and connects back to, let me see where it connects to, the neutral switch. So when the key's on, the neutral switch has power on one side. When the neutral switch grounds out, then it turns that light on. Okay, so let's get to work on it. All right, so let's check it out. We turn the key on, and we do get a neutral light, so that's one of the things I showed you in that diagram. Then we go back to the brake light, and we hit the front brake, and she lights up. And to operate the rear brake light, I'm missing that little spring, so I need a pair of needle nose or something to grab the little plunger and see if I can move it down. You see right here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little plunger on there that you hook a spring into, and look at that. You pull that plunger down and that works. So both my switches are good, and the wiring's good. She's ready to go. Okay, so we got a flasher. Flasher says it's in its advertisement that it's 6 or 12 volts. Okay, we got 4 bulbs. We got a turn signal switch, and we're ready to hook it up. Now, the first flasher I bought was this one, and I didn't read it close enough, and this is 12 volts only. So, how are we going to hook this up? We got our little power supply over here supplying 6 volts. Plus and minus. So the first thing we're going to do is try and get all these hooked up. Now, the green is ground or neutral or whatever you want to call it, and the orange is the hot one. So we want these two to flash whenever we do the switch one way or the other. So the first thing we're going to do is hook these to one side. That one. Well, if I have another one, I do. And that one will go over here. Well, if we can get it on there. There it goes. There that goes. The second thing we're going to do is provide positive voltage to the center leads. We'll do that with white. That will go to our lead from the power supply. 1 and 2. All right, the next thing we're going to do is hook up the other one, and we'll use yellow for that. So we'll hook up to the orange wire here, and to the other end of the double pole, double throw switch. It doesn't need to be that complicated, but that's the way I'm going to hook it up this time. And there's that. This one goes to this orange over here. Okay. Now, thing is, all 4 of these green leads need to go back. Oh, wait. I'm sorry, I blew it. The white leads going to the center here need to go to, they're not marked, but I'm just going to put them on there on one of them. And the red lead from the power supply goes to the other lead here. All right, now, to get continuity, we need to hook all 4 of the green wires. This is really getting to be a mess, isn't it? All 4 of the green wires need to go to the negative coming from the power supply. This would be the frame ground. So we're going to have to pull this back, see if we can connect all these together. Green to there. Where's my other green? I have 2 greens, don't I? Yep, there's the second green. And we're just going to stick that in there. And then we'll get two blacks over here. This is, you don't really need to do all these. You can test it with just two lights and no switch. But hey. So we'll hook these two black ones up. So we got all those hooked up. This slipped off, so let's put it back. Whoop. Those alligator clips are pretty damn cheap. They don't want to hold real well. So we get this one on here. We now have six volts to there. And so with my 6 volts here, goes through this thing, and that may be wired backwards, it may not work at all. So I may have to switch these here. They come to the center of the switch here, and then it goes out one end and the other end to the bulbs. So I think I've got everything hooked up. If we throw this switch, I hope you can see that. Makes a nice squeal, and that works. All on 6 volts. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And it works, and all I got to do is get all this stuff, except this. I've got a switch up there. The bike had turn signals on it at one time or other, I think. So I'm ready to rock and roll. If anybody has a 6 volt system and you wish to put turn signals on it, this will work. Assuming your battery gets up to 6 volts and stays there, why, there shouldn't be a problem. I'm running this at 6.03 volts.